Alright, so in this video we're going to demonstrate how to install Linux Ubuntu onto a virtual machine. So again, as usual, just go to your favorite search engine, whether it be Bing or Google or whichever, or if you even know the Linux Ubuntu website, which should just be, I think it's ubuntu.com, and that should be it. I'll have a link in the download, or in the description of this video as well, so you could go down there and click and get to this page directly through that. So if you just scroll down a little bit, they'll be on the right hand side at the bottom, Get Ubuntu Desktop. So just click that. Once you're there, it'll say Ubuntu 14.04.2 LTS. You can choose 64-bit or 32-bit, depending what you're looking for. We're going to go with a 64-bit, so from there, just click Download. It's just going to ask you for a small donation towards something. I'm not going to donate to it, but you guys can certainly donate if you so choose to do so. So then it'll just have you open Ubuntu. You can save the file, which you're going to want to. Just hit OK for that. I'm going to hit cancel, but you guys are going to hit OK. I'm canceling just because I've already got it on my machine. So where you'll find it is in the download section here. And then in the downloads, you'll have the Ubuntu 14 blah 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 .iso. So from there, you'll just do whatever start menu you have, and then you'll do Oracle VM Virtualbox. I've actually already got mine opened up. So from there, you'll have the examples here. So to demonstrate, there's the video example here. So we'll just hit Settings, and then from Settings, we'll go to Storage. In storage, there'll be the controller IDE, so then you'll just click this like CD icon, and then you'll hit Choose Disk. From there, it prompts me and it defaults to my downloads right immediately, and I'd imagine it's going to do the same for you guys as well, but in the event that it doesn't, remember on the left-hand side, generally speaking, there'll be a downloads page. Otherwise, you'll just have to traverse to your C drive, Users, and then from Users, there'll be the downloads folder as well. Anyway, so just click the ISO file, hit open, and then once it's opened, you'll have this on there. So now you hit OK, and then we'll start this up. And then by starting it up, just imagine as if you were booting up your own computer, and then from your computer it boots up whatever operating system you have, whether it be Windows, Mac, or Linux even. And then from there, that's when it does all the tasks and then asks you to log in, whatever operating system you have. So this is exactly the same thing. Obviously, it's not going to ask us for a password of any sorts because, well, we haven't installed the operating system. So for people that have never installed an operating system, this is exactly how to install an operating system. The only difference is that we don't actually put a physical CD inside of our CD-ROM. Instead, we put a virtual one in which that's what we had just done. So now it'll prompt you in the installation window here. So it'll ask whether or not you want to try Ubuntu or install Ubuntu. Clearly we're going to want to install. You can also choose your language if you don't speak English fluently. So now there's two things you can do here, download updates while installing or install third-party software, or do both. I'm going to do download updates while installing. It'll increase the time it takes to install just by a hair, but not enough to really affect anything. So here, I'm going to choose Erase Disk and install Ubuntu. You can do extra features here. You can encrypt and use LVM and some other stuff, just custom stuff for extra security features. I'm not going to do any of those because, honestly, this is just a tutorial and I don't really need to do so. And even if I did want to do that, since this is just a virtual machine, I'm not too worried about security for this. I'll hit Continue once I hit Install Now. And again, I mean, if you guys want to install all that stuff, that is fine. If you're doing stuff that requires security-based stuff, but my assumption is you aren't. I'm going to hit continue on this. Even though I don't live in Chicago, I am Central Time. Generally speaking, it will pick the time for you. My keyboard layout, obviously I'm English, and I'm English US. I don't do Dvorak. If you guys do have a Macintosh keyboard but are using Linux, or even used to Windows style, you'll definitely want to hit that if in the event you have a Mac keyboard. But since I don't, I'm just going to hit continue and we'll move forward. So I'm just going to enter a computer name. I'll just put my name in there, and then a super secret password, and they're matching. You could do login automatically, otherwise I'm going to do require my password to log in. You could also encrypt your home folders and whatnot for extra security purposes. Again, I'm not going to because I don't see the need to. For the demonstration purposes, once again, I don't really see why I would need to do that. Again, you can change that later on in the event that you do need to. I could show that in later videos if you guys really want me to, but for now, I'm not going to. And now it's just going to install Ubuntu here. So it's going to take probably roughly between 5 to 15 minutes depending on how much resources you dedicated to your virtual machine. So again, this is the point where you kind of just get up, go get, I don't know, coffee, a soda, something to eat, go switch the laundry or something. So I will skip the video towards when I'm done installing. Alright, now eventually you'll get to the installation complete, so then we'll click Restart Now. So then I'm going to restart the virtual machine here and make the changes and finish up the install for Ubuntu. And then you'll have this little black screen. So sometimes it'll stay and then it'll just do its thing and manually restart. Sometimes it won't. And then lastly, sometimes for whatever reason it might just act as if it's shut down. So if it does do that, just go back to your VirtualBox manager and then you'll see wherever yours is right here. So mine's running. If it shuts off, it'll look like this. It'll do powered off, or it might not even have that. In that case, just this won't have show anymore, and then it'll have start. So then you just start it up again, and it acts just as if it restarted. Essentially, all that would have ended up happening is it would have shut down instead. So I'm going to try to just hit enter there. So if you get stuck on that black screen and it seems like it's not doing anything, just press any button. The best button I usually press is just enter. I don't think it matters what button you press, but that is kind of the default that I press, because generally speaking that's what they make you end up pressing. So one thing that you guys may or may not have already noticed that is a issue is when you resize this, you may notice that the whole screen's not actually resizing. And no, it's not just because the Ubuntu machine is starting up. That's not why it's not resizing. Same goes as if you maximize the screen. Nothing's going on. Obviously type in your password now that it's restarted as well. There we go. So then you hit enter and then you get to start up your new Ubuntu machine. So I mean, great news. I mean, we got Ubuntu working and it's loaded up in a VirtualBox setting. But of course now the next hurdle is going to be how do we make it completely full screen and not, well, half screen, if you can even call it that. So I'll just kind of scale it back down just because that's what I like to do. So the way to go about this is in your VirtualBox actual application where you can click and drag it. You do devices up top here and then insert guest edition CD image. You'll click that and then there'll be a little thing that pops up. There we go. And then you hit run and then the terminal will pop up. For most people it will ask the password, so just type in the password that you have for your machine. And then it will do this. It'll load up the guest editions that needs to be installed. Say for instance the big one for us is the ability to resize. Those extra features that's on there as well. I can't list them off for you because I just don't know, but you definitely need this, and this may take just a minute, perhaps. Might not even be a minute to install, and then the rest of the stuff takes a couple seconds, if that. And then it should just close on its own, and from there we're going to have to manually restart. Otherwise it won't take into effect, which is kind of stinky, but what are you going to do? Let's see what just popped up. Software updater, okay. Again, you can update all the software and get Linux Ubuntu all the way up to date. I'm not going to be doing this in this example because there's really not much of a purpose. This is more of a demonstration purpose. Also, if you guys want me to do extra videos for just Linux, Ubuntu, general operating system stuff, please leave a comment in the descriptions, and I don't mind extending this video into some other extra tidbits. So now that that's installed, you're going to have to either shut down or restart. I'm just going to restart. So you just click that little cog wheel up there, and then you hit the shutdown button. Now it'll be restarting. Click that off. That thing drives me nuts. Of course, now there's another thing that pops up. There we go. I'm sure there's an option somewhere to turn that off, but man, that thing drives me nuts. It always pops up. So now you just gotta wait a couple seconds for it to completely restart. And then, of course, you have to enter your password again. But while it's restarting, now you just noticed the screen just resized, which is a very good thing because that pretty much means that it's working now. So now we can just do a complete full screen. It may look kind of funky right now just because it's dynamically resizing itself, but here we go. Now we have a full screen VirtualBox, just how we probably all want it. Now, for some people that don't even like the bottom bar showing or this little white space thing that's going on, even the top part here, for those that don't want that, you can go up top here, click View, then you can do Switch to Full Screen, Switch to Seamless Mode, Scaled Mode, Auto Resize Guest Display, or Adjust Window Size. All of those really cover everything that you could possibly want for a VirtualBox. Just for demonstration's purpose, we'll do Seamless Mode, Switch, and I'll restart that. Or maybe not. Maybe I broke it. Alright, well, very bad. Here we go. Took me a little bit to figure out where it was at. There we go. Alright. Seamless mode allows you to have that little bottom portion, or not. Okay, lesson learned. Don't do seamless mode. I know full screen definitely works the way that we want it. There we go. So full screen will give you the option of seeing the entirety as if it's your own operating system, with the cool little thing at the bottom here where now you're able to decide whether or not you want that kind of view or not. You can minimize the window. For most of the times I don't like full screen, because when I'm running multiple virtual machines I like to have them minimized. And when I say multiple virtual machines, so you can have this one running and you can have this one running, so then you have two of them plus your regular host machine running as well. So then you're able to do a lot of work depending if you're testing stuff on different operating systems, whether it be Linux, Windows, or Mac's operating system as well. So again, that pretty much covers it for installing Linux Ubuntu on here. So again, like I mentioned earlier, if you guys have any comments, questions, concerns, just say something in the comments. Plus, if you want me to go further a little bit with Linux Ubuntu, I can definitely do that as well. Plus, if you want me to show you how to install a Windows machine onto a virtual machine, I don't mind doing that as well. So again, just say something in the comments, and otherwise I will see you guys in the next video.